Hi friends, I'm really excited to talk to you about something that I'm finally ready to review, and that is the Maybelline The Nudes palette. First off, before I get into my actual review, this finally has hit stores in Maine, and I recently went to Rite Aid where they are having a Maybelline special. If you spend $10 or more in the Maybelline product section of their store, you get a $6 back credit on your rewards card. So this product retails for $10.99 at Rite Aid, and it's not in a special display. It's a part of their just regular, it's where I found it, right in their regular makeup section of my Rite Aid. So this basically made this product about $5 or $6, which is really exciting. The deal is going on between now and Sunday, August 17th, excuse me, my dates are all out of whack. So if you're looking for a good time to buy this or looking for it to be on a special, this is the time to do so, and I would definitely recommend it. Okay, so let's get into the actual review. There has been a lot of talk on this on YouTube. I know that I am not the first, the last, or by any means somewhere in between of that, but essentially a breakdown of the palette is that it comes with 12 different shades. You've got in here some that have like a satin finish, some that are matte, and some that are really, really shimmery, so it's got a good collection of all of that. So like all Maybelline products, this has step-by-step instructions if you're new or beginner or need some help with what to do with all of these shades if it's kind of overwhelming. So they've broken it down to 3 different categories. There are 6 duos, there are 4 trios, and then there are 3 quads on here, and they have, again, numbers that will tell you, okay, place this in the outer crease, this in the inner lid, this on the lid, up top, all of that stuff. So when I first swatched these, I will not lie to you guys, I thought, wow, these are kind of lackluster and mediocre. When I put them on my finger, a lot of them looked really nice on my finger, but then when I went to go swatch them, I was like, ugh, I don't know how I feel about this. And then there were definitely some epic fails when I was trying these looks. Some of these colors really don't seem to go on as easily as I expect them to or want them to. Like for example, this beautiful matte brown color, it really doesn't do well if you just kind of sweep it onto your crease. I have to do a patting motion, and then I have to blend the bejesus out of it for it to work. Now, that doesn't necessarily bother me. I came into this thinking, okay, I find with Maybelline shadows that they can be really hit or miss. Some things are really wonderful, some things I could kind of do without, some things are just god-awful in general and should not have been made. But I feel like this palette has a mix of that. Some shades are so beautiful and go on the lid and the eye in general so nicely. Like this gold shade right here is wonderful. This shade up here is a great brow bone highlight. I find that I can work with these. Some of them in particular, like this brown one, needs to be kind of patted onto my crease like in like a poking motion, and then I have to blend it and it works fine. I have it today on my eye. But I definitely came in expecting okay quality. I was not expecting over the top. And I think that's where people tend to say like, oh, this palette is so awful, it's so terrible, I can't believe people made this and this is just junk. If you come in thinking this is going to be a dupe for a high-end product, you will find yourself disappointed. I have seen a lot of people compare this to the Naked 2. If you look at just the general makeup of it, it has 12 shadows. It's got the, the satin, the matte, and the shimmeries, which is what, again, the Naked 2 palette has, and I have that palette. I feel like if you're looking at them at face value, you're thinking like, oh yeah, there are quite a few similarities. But this is $50, and this has amazing quality on it. Not to say that just because it's expensive, it has amazing quality. I've tried products that are expensive where I think the drugstore does it better. But again, you should not come in to the Maybelline The Nudes palette and thinking you're going to get Naked 2 quality, because you're just not. And if that's what you're hoping for, you're going to find this is not the palette for you. If you're willing to work with these shadows and you're willing to sort of just play around and have patience and find that maybe you got to retry something, this palette will work for you. I think that it's a really good concept, and I can't believe in this day and age, Maybelline is really the first drugstore line to give a palette a go. And if I'm wrong in that, let me know, but I don't feel like I've seen any of this before. And I do appreciate that. Again, I paid about $5 for this. Even $10 I don't think is a bad price point for what you're getting, especially because they tend to sell at the drugstore quads for about $6 to $7. So again, I'm getting more for my value, and the shades aren't necessarily bad. I don't find myself thinking like, oh, this is so terrible. But I'm also willing to play around and be patient and kind of do some things that I wouldn't normally do or expect to do with a higher end palette. Now, with all that being said, if you're looking for a Urban Decay Naked 2 dupe and you've got a little bit more money to spend, I would definitely recommend the Revealed by Coastal Scents. I got this through Birchbox with Birchbox points, but it retails for $20 on their website, and they constantly are running sales on their website. But if you have Birchbox points, just use it there. This is what it looks like. It comes with 20 shades. It retails for $20 on its own, so technically it's $1 per shade, which I don't think is a bad price. They are wonderful pigmentation. They are really easy to apply. They're soft, pigmented shades, and I really, really like them. The Coastal Scents palette looks a lot like the Naked 2 palette, and it even has some shades that I believe are a part of the original Naked. I don't own that, but I feel like this gunmetal shade here tends to be in the Naked palette. But again, these are pretty similar. The quality is very good in both of these. There are some colors in this Coastal Scents palette that are pretty much exact dupes of the Urban Decay, and I feel like for $20 you're getting so much value. So overall, my thoughts on this palette is that it's definitely not something that you have to have in your collection. If you have shades like this and you're happy with their performance, this is not a must-have. But if you're someone who is definitely looking for some nice neutral palette shades that you're willing to play around with and work with and just kind of get better at makeup with, I would definitely recommend this to you. If you can afford something more, I would say upgrade yourself to the Coastal Scents palette, and I'll link it down below. And if you really want to hold off and save your money altogether, hold out for the Naked 2. It is a great palette. I have used it pretty religiously now for about a year, and I've barely made dents in here. So for $50, it does come with a high price tag, but you get a lot of quality out of it. If you guys have tried this palette, let me know in the comments below, because I know on YouTube, the channels that I have watched, it's really mixed reviews. Some people loathe this palette, think it's the worst thing ever. Some people absolutely love it and can't say enough good things about it. I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle of that in my personal review. I got it for $5, so I'm really not upset at all with the purchase, and I like the things that I've been able to use it for. But that's it for me, guys. If you have any requests for reviews, let me know in the comments below, because I'm constantly looking for things that you guys want to see and want to be a part of with me. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.